I check for my name hurriedly, so I feel. Yeah? Maybe the next time you ask again and you try, and then you're like, no, you are not correct.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today I and Dr. T will be discussing about a particular topic which many young people have experienced at one point or another: rejection. Rejection can come from family, friends, relationships, even where we don't expect it at all. So let's dive into the conversation. I have some questions to ask you, Dr. T. So the first one is, what do you understand by rejection?
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
So what I understand by rejection is that it's refusal to accept or to acknowledge or to consider something or someone. And in our daily life, it could be in our place of work, where you hear, okay, no, you've not performed well, or maybe a business venture that you have collapsing, or a friendship that, fades away. So, yeah, that's what I understand by rejection.
Okay, so can we say that rejection means saying no, we don't want you here?
Yes, so you could either be the person telling someone no, or you could be the one on the receiving end hearing the no.
Okay, thank you so much. So another question is that, have you ever experienced rejection before? If yes, how do you undo that?
Okay, well, yes, I have. I have at, let's say, it's not my place of work, as in while I was studying medicine, like in medical school, as well as some of my relationships too. So in medical school, we have this certification, like board exams that help us, as in once you write it, you pass, you move to the next level. So from 300 level you write to move to the next level, then 500 level you write to move to final year, and then final year you write to become a medical doctor, then you have your induction and all those. So the one I remember vividly, or that had an impact, was when I was in 500 level. So, and then we do two courses, like, although it's not like it's one as in one course, just one topic, is pediatrics, then obstetrics and gynecology. So pediatrics is a broad topic, so you have a lot of departments under, or sections under, and then the obstetrics and gynecology too, you have obstetrics and then you have gynecology. So it's a broad whole stuff. So, and I know that I read like no man's business. As in, I prepared.
Seriously.
I could tell that Omotolu, you are doing a lot too. I wasn't even sleeping. I was taking energy drinks like on a steady, and I'll get back to the room like late in the night, prepare for classes next day. I was really dedicated and all, but like after the exam, I still had to receipt. I had to receipt. Wow. And a receipt is like you have to take the course again, and for the course, like each of that posting has like 8 weeks. So that means I had to go back, do those weeks. My juniors were there with me, so my juniors were there with me. I had to be with them all rounds. I had to go through the same thing with them, which was a little bit embarrassing in my opinion.
Yes.
And then the funny thing was that I was at home, after exam, we came back home. So I was at home while I got the notification. I was even watching a movie then, and our group chat, exam results is out too. So I opened my group chat and checked for my name hurriedly. So I feel. Yeah? I had panic attack. I couldn't breathe. My hands was beating fast. I almost passed out. I literally was crawling on the floor trying to get to the kitchen to get air, like to open the main door to get air. I
can't believe this.
And I was by myself and the Holy Spirit, but I was alone. And then, like, I was losing my mind. I had to call my sister, like, help me, please. So it was so dramatic. And then, so I had to rush down to school, Ekiti. I had to go back to Ekiti after some time because I had to start the posting again. So that period, like, you know that feeling you get that when you're sleeping, when you're eating, and you remember that, if you're like, you're eating when you fail your exam, do you even have the opportunity to, are you supposed to be eating? Or sleep yourself, you're like, are you supposed to be sleeping when you fail?
This kind
of panic. So I wasn't myself. Like, I couldn't even cry. I was numb for a while, and then my dad eventually called me and he spoke to me. I remember I broke down then crying, and one thing that kept coming to my mind was like, I don't understand where I went wrong. Like, what exactly did I do wrong? Because I know that out of all my exams I've written in med school, that was one I prepared for with my every fiber of my being. Like, I know I prepared for it, but at the end of the day, I still failed. And one of the cases was that pediatrics is like how can I say, it's not the surgery department now. So there are different. There's pediatric surgery, which is under surgery, and there's just in regular pediatrics. It's like almost like general pediatrics. So in the posting, the clinical exams, there is the part where they'll give you a patient to click, have interaction, then you come back with your diagnosis that this is what this patient has. So it's like a simulation. But in my own case, I got a surgical case, and I didn't prepare for that surgical case. Do you understand? So when I made some mistakes, the woman just told me that you're going to have to come back and resit this exam. She didn't even give me like benefit of the fact that, okay, this was a surgical case. Sorry about that, but at least, do you understand? Immediately I made because I didn't prepare for it now. So immediately I made my own diagnosis, and she was like, okay, why did you make the diagnosis? And I wasn't able to give a concrete answer that pleased her. She just told me that you'll be coming back. So I felt very disappointed in myself, and then I also felt like, am I good enough to even be here? Like all my efforts, even after my efforts, it seemed like it was a wasted reason despite my efforts. So it was horrible. That was one that was painful. And the other, in my relationship, this guy that we were together. No, I don't want to say we were together. We were in a relationship, or this situationship, what they used to call it. So, but it started from secondary school, and then up till our university days, and the situationship never came out of situationship. It was just back and forth. And eventually, when, like, I did all my best to, I was always working on eggshell because I was trying to please this person. I tried to do as much as possible to, like, make this person see my worth, like, to value me enough, to, like, move out of whatever limbo we were in. And despite how I almost changed myself, like, I guess I changed myself to an extent, despite how much I gave, how much I expended myself, at the end of the day, it didn't progress to anything, and then we ended up splitting. But few months later, I noticed that he got into a relationship, and all things I expected of him, because I used to make complaints that, oh, you're not doing all things I expected of him, he was doing it for the other person.
Wow.
And I was like, is it that I wasn't good enough, or like maybe he didn't see my worth, or he felt like, you know what, you're not worthy to be my girlfriend. Someone else is. So like all the effort I put, all the things I had to go through, had to compromise it wasn't still enough. So yeah, it was quite, so I have been through my own fair share of rejection. Yeah.
That's serious. But do you think rejection hurts?
Yes, it runs deep. So it has, yes, you have the tendency of getting hurt. And another thing is that it makes you, question your worth, your self-worth, like, because it puts like a verdict on your value, on your worth. So you end up thinking if I'm worthy enough, or is something wrong with me, or is it, so at the end of the day you find out that you're in serious pain.
Thank you. So another question that I have here is that, do you think rejection affects people's self-esteem?
Yes, definitely. As we said earlier, that it has like, it gives a verdict on your value, on your worth. So basically, if you keep questioning yourself, like, am I worthy, or am I not enough, you become afraid, like you start esteeming yourself low, like, and then if opportunities come, you may not want to try again because you've been burned before. So it's like, I don't want to go through the same thing. So you shy away from that kind of experience, or anything that will put you in that kind of experience. Even opening up to people, you may want to, like, you withdraw. You start second guessing yourself, even if, and there are sometimes that you may even know, like now in in school, let's say those times where they're asking questions, those things that they ask questions in classes now, that where you answer the question, you answer the question, and it's just like, what do you know? And then ask another person, maybe the next time they ask you again and you try, and then they're like, no, you are not correct. Well, I know sometimes some lecturers may pay attention that this person, if I was supposed to be saying rubbish, so they may exempt you and start moving. Then the next time that you actually even have the correct answer, you will not want to try, because you've been burned several times. So you'll be like,
you've been rejected.
I'd rather just do my
keep quiet. Yes, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Most especially those people that have this self-esteem, when they are trying to bring out something in them and you keep shutting them down, before you know, they will just stay in their comfort zone. So thank you. Another question is that, what have you learned from this rejection through your past experience? What have you learned from there?
So one thing I've learned is that you can't how would I put it now? You can't esteem other people's opinion about yourself. And just because people haven't found or haven't recognized your potential doesn't mean that you are inadequate or less. Do you understand? So the thing I've learned is that whatever seems like like, if I notice that this thing is becoming to look like someone is stepping over me or taking me for granted, or I get to this point where I feel like, am I not good enough? I start having that thought. I usually would try and stay away, just cut myself off from that, because for my own mental health now, I mean, for my own benefit. So I also know that sometimes this rejection doesn't really mean that you are not good enough. Sometimes it's to help you build yourself, because like now, that period where I had to resit that exam, the next time I took it, like, all those things I read before made it easier for me, because I had understood those things I read before. So it made it easier for me to, like, try again. And then when I tried again, obviously, like, I scaled through. But I know that initially the hurt, the questioning, the embarrassment, the worry about if you're good enough, all those things comes first. And there's nothing wrong about that, because obviously, if you put your hand on fire and you get burned, you will not be like, oh wow, you're like, oh wow, so hurt, yay, and put your hand again. That is not how it happens. You first remove your hand and reflect that, that is painful, is blah, blah, blah. And then, do you understand? Next time you go about it in a wiser direction. So it helps you now make accurate, at least, or necessary steps that will now bring out a better outcome. So if you've been told no in your place of work, and then you find out that, okay, so what exactly did I do that is wrong? And if the person is kind enough to put you through that, oh, this is where you were lacking. Now you go back and work on that aspect, and then you when you come back again, you obviously have made some improvements. So for me, it's like, not all rejection means that, okay, you are not good enough. Sometimes it's to build you, as in it's an opportunity for you to be built,
to grow.
Yes, to grow. So not to look at it always on the negative side. So also there are some positive aspects of, being told no sometimes.
Have you ever thought of it that rejection is a blessing?
Yes, I have, and I agree with that. To some extent, I think that yes, it can be a blessing, because, well, if I'm looking at it as from a spiritual point of view, I feel like if you look at our Lord Jesus Christ now, although he was rejected by his people, he made them, the rejection as in pushed them to walk in line with prophecy that pushed him to the cross. And then it was a means to an end for our relationship with God. If you look at Joseph, his brothers disregarded him,
sold him, go
yes, you. They even plotted harsh treatment. I don't think any normal person would have gone through it and be like, what's the positive side? We may not have thought about the positive side, but we could see that even when he was sold, he went to a greater place. Although that place to also cost him to go to prison, but it was for also for a greater good. So it was building him up, training him up. Then now he became the emperor, the next person to the emperor. So, and I feel like rejection sometimes it shapes you. It's
a blessing.
It can be a blessing as well, especially if you're not the pessimistic type. Like every rejection you're only mulling about how bad the negative aspects. If you also think about the positive, like you may see some blessing in disguise in it as well.
If there is one thing you want every young people to know about rejection, what is that?
I guess it's just as we've been saying that first of all, don't let other people's opinion of you define who you are or who you are going to be, and don't remain downcasted about being rejected. So because your business is failing, don't now just quit and say, okay, it's not working out, and then pack your bags and like you're no longer interested in doing that. No, in your office they say no, the project you did is not good enough, and you know that you say, come back, tender your letter of resignation. Sir, I'm sorry, I can no longer be here. Or in your office, maybe as a medical professional as well, you made a mistake in seeing a patient. Because me too, there's sometimes I've made some certain mistakes, and then next time you feel like, hey, would they allow me even see, touch, or smell any patient again? No, you're not there. You now retreat. You ask for guidance, or okay, where should I work on? You can open up and ask that, where can I work on, or what aspects do you think I should improve on? Some people are good enough to tell you that, okay, see, actually, why I said no to your proposal is because of this. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. Then you go, learn what you can and improve. Then for your businesses, then try other ways. Maybe you're not doing the right thing to reach the audience that you want to reach. And you check out, there are so many things online you can go about finding out the latest trend, or okay, how to reach this particular crowd or this particular group that you want your business to get to. So then you work on it. So I feel like there are so many things you can do once you've been rejected. It doesn't mean the end of the world. It's not like, okay, now you're invalid, you are no longer useful. No, it just gives you the opportunity to build yourself. And then when you come back more, don't you feel like if someone told you no, there's this thing that we do, that guy that rejected me, I'm going to go and do better, I'm going to be a better person. When I come back and he's like, oh wow, is this the same person that I rejected? And then he come back to you and say, can I? And you're like, no. That's because now you found your value. Yes, and the person doesn't define who you are. So it just, and that bettering yourself is not to show him shegisha, like, okay, now it's just to improve your own self, for your own self. So that the person knows that, okay, just that's whatever we had, or whatever that incident might have caused for him to pull you down at that moment, it didn't define you, it didn't shape who you are or who you were going to be. So now you came back a better person. Do you understand? So yes, I feel like you shouldn't just throw in the towel immediately you hear no. You have many things to work on, and then improve yourself. Be a better version of yourself.
So rejection doesn't define our worth.
Yes, it doesn't.
And every closed door is leading us to greater ones.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm really grateful, Dr. T. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and comment. What do you think about rejection? Thank you.